Explain Junior training system comes with a long power roller. Now the long power roller simulates swings from driver down to 5-iron. As an optional extra, you can purchase a short power roller. This will simulate swings from 6-iron down to lob wedge or sand iron. Now, if you imagine using the long roller at the top of the handle, you're simulating a driver swing. And the swing plane would be set in its flattest attitude. And you can see that my hands would be the top of the grip. If I now come down to the bottom of the grip with the long power roller, I'm simulating a 5-iron to 4-iron swing. Accordingly, we must make the machine a little bit more upright. When we then progress to the short power roller and hold the grip at the top of the handle, we're simulating 6 and 7 and 8-iron swings. Again, the explainer would need to be set in a more upright angle. And finally, if you grip the power roller at the very bottom of the short roller, you're simulating a lob wedge or a sand iron swing. And again, you'd have to move the explainer to its probably steepest attitude for the child. So we keep it simple. There's the long and the short power roller, but it's absolutely vital that according to where you grip the handle of the power roller, that will determine at what angle you set the explainer, and use the elastic plane sensor to confirm that setting. And now, having got that, we can work on chipping and pitching. Now, as the club shortens, the swing needs to become more upright. So we're going to get young Lee now to swing with the shorter roller, and then we can see how we adjust the rear strut and the angle of the explainer to suit the shorter club. Okay, Lee, so as we're doing this morning, let's keep working, building the grip. Very good. And take your stance. So I'm going to get the elastic bungee, which we call the plane sensor, because it senses which plane you should be in. And by stretching the plane sensor across you, we'll see that the plane sensor is stretched. You're on the correct point on your sternum, but you're stretching the elastic cord too much. So we need to move the angle of the explainer up. I'm going to move the explainer up 2 notches and adjust you just a little bit. Here we are. So now we can lower the elastic somewhat, slide it down, and just walk forward a little bit. There we are with your feet. Perfect. So now, with a bit of adjustment, we've got the elastic in the right place on your sternum, and you're ready to swing the short power roller. So let me take the elastic plane sensor away from you, Lee. The key thing to understand is that pitching involves wrist hinge and chipping doesn't. So Lee's going to build a swing now, a full swing with lots of wrist hinge and the explainer on a more upright angle. Okay, let's start working on a pitching feeling then, Lee. So as we did earlier, starting with the shoulders, but adding some wrist hinge in a little bit earlier on both sides. Now it's important to keep the swing wide and flowing. It's very easy, Lee, with a wedge to drop inside the explainer. We don't want that to happen. We need it to be wide and wristy. Keep it going like that for us. Keep going now by yourself, Lee. Full swing. Make it fuller and wider. That's plenty. Slowly. Well done. Now again, you can see that Lee is finding the plane fin on both sides, and he's now making a pitching type golf swing. And Lee, come to rest. Right, Lee, now we're going to go and hit some shots with your pitching wedge. I'm going to take that feeling and show you how to pitch. It'll be like a full swing with lots of wrist hinge. Let's go and give it a go. So Lee, now you've had a feeling for pitching in the explainer with the short roller, we can take it to the golf course. So using your pitching wedge, setting yourself up, ball in the centre of the stance, a fairly full swing with lots of wrist hinge. Let's hit a pitch. Off we go. Okay, let's have another one. That was a little bit high. We didn't quite get that lovely swish you normally get. So take your grip again, top of the handle. Now shuffle your feet square and off we go. Lots of wrist hinge, swish. That was perfect. Loads of backspin on that one. That'll land with like a butterfly with sore feet, Lee. Yes, you're getting happy with that left-hand grip now, aren't you? Off you go. Full wrist hinge. Oh, beautiful. And that went the highest. Well done. So you clearly, chipping is non-wristy and pitching has loads of wrist. Well done. Off we go. Right, Lee, let's go and use the explainer to understand how we're going to chip. Now we're going to use the short power roller, Lee, to teach you how to chip. As I said earlier, when you're using the pitching swing, that's based upon the full swing with a full complement of wrist hinge. Now chipping is non-wristy. Now when I say non-wristy, I don't mean stiff wrist, you'll have no feel. So I'm going to teach Lee how to go down the handle of the club properly. And if I can get him to do that, I'll limit his wrist hinge quite naturally, and he can play a nice chip and run or even a lofted chip. Generally, because there's no wrist hinge, you don't take a divot with a chip. whereas with a pitch, it's more likely. Okay, Lee, so we're using the short power roller, and we're setting you up, and we're taking the grip perfectly as you did earlier in the middle of the handle. Now, you can see quite obviously that Lee has moved forward on the regular stance mat, and the machine is set at the correct angle for pitching. But if he now pulls the power roller up his sleeve and his hands go down the grip, he can walk forward a couple of inches. Well done, Lee. And now, to teach him how to chip, I'm going to have to move the explainer up 1 degree and make it more upright. So, earlier, Lee, we swung from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock doing the low shot. The chip is related very much to that. So keeping the Y shape of your arms and roller together, can you see that, Lee? The letter Y shape, the roller and the arms, the Y shape. We're going to keep the Y shape together, back and through. We won't go as far as 9 o'clock, we'll go 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock. How's that? You feel that? Now, I'm going to step out of the explainer, and you keep practicing that, and this is the chipping action. So off you go, keep it going for us. Back and through, well done. 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock. A little bit wider, Lee. That's very good. So there's a chipping action. I think you can appreciate there'd be no divot taken with that particular movement. All right, Lee, that's excellent. Should we go and try to chip the 5-iron now and see if that works? You know what? I'm sure it will. Let's go. So, Lee, we've learned to get that non-wristy feeling with the short power roller and explainer, and now we're going to chip with no wrist hinge. So set yourself up normally, Lee, for me with your wedge. Good. Build your grip. Perfect. And plant your feet. Now let's copy what we did in explainer. Let's just pull the club up your sleeve and then let you walk forward to adjust. Can you do that? Well done. Bring your left foot forward, and as we can see, we've now got nice parallel feet. Off you go. Chip with no divot, no wrists. Oh, that's the sweetest chip as you'll ever see. Let's have another one, making sure the backswing is short and non-wristy. Down the handle for us. Moving with your feet. Well done. So no wrists, back and through. Absolutely perfect. And again. Square stance, ball in the middle, pull the club up your sleeve and move in. So back and through. Now that's a great one to finish on. That'll go with the highest bunker on any golf course you care to mention. Well done, Lee. So there we are. Lee has learned to chip and to pitch using the explainer. He was non-wristed when he was chipping, and he was active wristed and lots of wrist hinge when he was pitching. So Lee, you've been wonderful shooting this DVD. You've done so well, and I'd like to thank you for being such a good student and such a good pupil. Have you had some fun with the explainer? Yeah. You have? You've enjoyed it, have you? Yeah. Great. So let's go and take it to the golf course, see how to play a few holes, eh? Should we do that? Yeah. Let's go.